Most founders who try to sell their business don't actually lose the deal at the negotiating table. They'll lose it months before. I know this. I built and sold a company and advised multiple clients on doing the same. My name's Kevin Steel, fractional CFO, 18 plus finance years experience. And today we are going to cover 7 key things about selling your business. And one of these key things is nothing to do with the business performance or the numbers and everything to do with your ego. The assumption you might arrive to when selling your business is, hey, it might be pretty easy. You find a buyer, you have a chat, you answer some queries, you get the deal done, no problem. In reality, that's not how things work. And there's one key mistake that a lot of people miss if they don't know to prepare for this properly. Selling your business, you have to start preparing months in advance. So what we're going to do is cover one of the most important things here, and it is the scariest part of the entire process. It's called due diligence, and it's when the buyer really looks under the hood in great detail at your business. Mistake number 1 in selling a business is not having clean financial data. Let me take you to the other side of the table, and I will tell you what happens when I analyze a business that one of my clients are looking to buy. If I go into that business, I have a look at the QuickBooks, the Xero, the Sage, the financial data, and I can't make sense of it, then I'm going to be sending a lot of queries back, because if I can't make sense of the data, I cannot advise my client who could potentially be buying your business whether this is a good deal or not. Having your data clean is absolutely fundamental. You must have that correct. Clean data is garbage in, garbage out. If I can't understand it, I can't go back to my client and tell them to buy your business, and that's only going to delay things. Have clean data. Clean financials can get the buyer through the door, but there is a second mistake that can stop the process dead, even if you have clean data. A data room is a shared folder. Think of like a Google Drive or a shared OneDrive where all your company information is held. Again, linking back to my experience and viewpoint of looking to buy a company for one of my clients, if I log in to a Google Drive, secure of course, and I can see everything about the business there, I can see all the financials, I can see all the contracts, I can see the business strategy, I can see the marketing plans, I can see the payroll breakdown, I can paint the picture of the entire business, not just on the financial level. And another really, really important thing about Data Room is that it speeds up the process. So if you imagine, I'm looking at a deal for the first time and I have everything there, great. If I'm looking at a deal for the first time and I have to ask and go back queries back and forth for 2 or 3 weeks, this is only going to delay the deal. And there's one thing that will kill a deal. It is time. Buyers can change their mind. Sellers can also change their mind. So having that clean data room up front moves the process forward as quickly as possible to everyone. And it also weeds out any time wasters as well. So that's really important. Have your data room up front and have it as clean as possible with as much data as possible. Help the buyer buy your business. A clean data room is great, but there could be something hiding in that data room that's a huge red flag, and that is an unresolved legal issue or multiple unresolved legal issues. So again, framing it from my perspective and experience, if I open a data room and I have a look in the legal folder and I see multiple members of staff are launching claims against the company, supplier disputes with the company, all these kind of legal red flags, I am going to immediately flag that as a risk. And nobody wants to buy a risky business. So before selling your business, make sure you don't have any outstanding legal claims, everything's settled. You want the buyer to be confident in 2 things, you and your business. Legal issues are a huge red flag. Try to tie anything up. You hopefully don't have any, but you want to have them tied up before you go to market. And along the same line as legal issues, another mistake is overdue debts and poor company credit profiles. So just like people have a credit score, companies have a credit score as well. If you're late in filing your accounts, if you have overdue loan payments, if you have overdue credit card payments, that is a black mark against your company. And buyers can go onto online services and look up your company and see your credit score in public. So it's really, really, really important that before you go to market, you are up to date with all your loan repayments, you have your accounts filed, you have your taxes filed, everything is nice and clean, wrapped in a bow for the buyer. Again, you want to de-risk this for the buyer. Do not make it difficult for them. Do not make them have to worry. The easier you make it for the buyer, the easier it will be for you to sell your business. So the first 4 points are things you should be able to fix before going to market. But this fifth thing is a little bit harder. This is client concentration risk. So what does that actually mean? So let's say you've got a business and it's doing 1 million in revenue, but 900,000 of that is made up from one single client. Imagine you're going to buy your own business and you come in and have a look. You're immediately going to think, oh, wow, what happens if this one client worth 900,000 leaves? Is this business really worth that much? I don't think so. So client concentration risk is a real difficult thing to fix. And you may even have to start looking at this maybe even 6-12 months before you go to market. You want to not have all your eggs in one basket. You want a good split of revenue over your clients. Do not have 1 or 2 huge clients making up 85-90% of your revenue if possible. That is much more attractive to a buyer. And this again links back to risk. If there is 10 clients at 100,000 each compared to 2 clients that make up 900,000, that's a lot less risky. If one of the 10 leaves, there's still plenty of revenue left. Point number 6, this is all about the type of revenue your business does. So let's take 2 companies. Company number 1 has lots of one-off projects that happen randomly and, it's not really predictable. Company number 2 has all their clients on a fixed monthly retainer. So company number 2 on that fixed monthly retainer has predictable revenue. So if I'm again looking at it through my lens as a CFO, if I'm looking to buy a business, which one is less risky to me? Is it the business that has fixed monthly recurring income every single month? Or is it the business that has one-off projects that might be big, that might be small, or might be cash flow gaps that are a little bit less predictable? I'm generally always going to buy that business with recurring revenue. So if you can structure your business to have more recurring revenue than one-off project work, it can be difficult to do depending on what industry you're in, but recurring revenue is always king when it comes to the value of your business. So the first 6 points are all pretty much related to finances. This one is not. It's related to you. This is called founder entanglement. So what this means is this is your emotional attachment to the business. So think about it. You might have been building this business for 10, 15, 20 years, early mornings, late nights, going through ups and downs, and you're finally ready to sell. You might have an idea in your head of what this business is worth. You're like, hey, I've put in 20 years of work, but that doesn't matter to a buyer. What matters to a buyer is what can they do with this business? Is it risky or not? And does it have potential to grow? So just always be aware that the idea that you have in your head of the value of your business might not be what a buyer actually thinks. And it all links back to our previous points. Point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Think about the data room. Clean data. Think about the revenue. Think about client concentration risk. Just be aware that your business might not be worth what you think it is, but by following the points in this video, you will get a lot closer to the valuation that you want. So in this video today, we talked about how to actually sell your business primarily. But in the next video, we're going to speak about how to actually increase the value of your business. What levers you can pull to actually increase the value and get to the figure that you wanted to get to. We did speak about a couple of these today in terms of client concentration risk, recurring revenue, etc. But we're going to do a real deep dive next time and really look at how to increase the value of your business. Click right here and I'll see you there.